Hi there, welcome to episode 9 of Buy the Damn House podcast. So excited to have you here. In this episode, we talk about heartbreak and lessons learned, and you're only a failure if you quit, right?
That's right. And specifically, we're going to talk about Christina's first flip from start to finish. Stay tuned.
All right. Well, welcome to Buy the Damn House podcast.
Episode 9.
Episode 9.
Here we go. This one is going to be really interesting because I'm going to ask some really difficult questions, and I'm so sorry in advance, and I love you so much. But for all of you listening, Christina did her first flip, her whole first flip from start to finish, from buying, renovating, selling. It's all done. And this is a safe space. I want you to lay it out there. But first, let's draw a tarot card.
Yes.
All right. What do we got here? 3 of Swords. It's a...
Oh, my. Oh, that's the broken heart one.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. That's apropos.
I know.
Okay.
So we don't even need to really read about it.
No.
We can just look at this card and know.
I just want to read
Broken
real quick.
hearts. Yes,
it just
please.
Says, my heart remains tender and open, so it's painful separation, loss, heartbreak, an opportunity to heal, shadows coming to light, and finding inspiration again. Heartbroken, she falls to her knees and screams to the universe for a second chance.
Okay.
Whoa.
Oh, I think I picked the right card.
I think you did.
Take it away, baby.
Okay. So in our last podcast, we talked about how it was March, so it was the very beginning of my flip.
Yes.
I bought it in end of December.
Yes.
Hoping to, start, of course, right away, like we talked about in just the last episode, that when you flip a house, speed is everything.
Yes.
In, out.
Yes.
Because the market can change.
Yes.
Anything can, you got to get in and out. So I just closed on it December 15th.
Of 2022.
Of 2022.
Yes.
No, 2023. Today's 2024.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically start to finish, it took 12 months. Needless to say, we had a hard money loan for 12 months.
Yes.
And we came into many, many, many obstacles, concrete walls, subfloor. It had no floor. When we took up the floor, it had no subfloor.
That's crazy.
So we had to recreate it. The beams were wrought, so we had to create all new beams. So I'm going to say this. Was it successful? It was successful because I did it from start to finish.
Yes.
I even got to be the listing agent, and I learned. It was my first, time I've listed a house, sold a house. So I was the buyer, I was the seller, I was the agent. It was not the buyer. I was the seller, I was the agent, and so
You were the home stager?
I was the home stager. I was the
designer.
Yeah. So what an amazing, incredible experience. Well, will I do it again? 100%. I loved so much of the process, but I will have to say that, of course, it did not end up as I wanted it to end up. I had a lot of heartbreak, and this is why you pulled the most amazing card, because like it said, finding inspiration again, an opportunity to heal. I literally broke down once it sold. I cried a lot along the process, to be honest. There were days where I would call my contractor bawling because why are we not moving forward?
Right.
So the lesson, I will tell you, the number one lesson that I will take away from this, there's a couple lessons, but the number one thing is picking partners and creating contracts.
Yes.
I think that is, and I'm not going to, bash
We don't have to
anybody.
go
Yeah.
into all the gritty details, but Christina, the whole point of this podcast is we are saving people the heartache and maybe a little bit of time by letting them learn from our lessons.
Yes.
And letting them celebrate our wins with us.
Yes.
So I am so sorry, because this was, as someone who I am your friend. I love you. I've been mentoring you.
Yes.
Seeing you go through this process was so hard because it was lesson after lesson after lesson after lesson.
Yes.
But what I will say is you now have a PhD
Yes.
in how it should be done.
Exactly.
Which means your probability of success going forward is extremely high.
Yes.
Extremely
I
high.
feel it.
And
Yes.
any house you ultimately sell that you can walk away from is in and of itself a success because it's off your books. It's done.
Right.
You did lose money a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm so sorry.
It was inevitable. I mean, so my partner had never flipped a house before either.
Okay.
So I would say that, why have
That
two,
makes a difference.
Right. Why have two newbies go in together, right? If
Right.
you're going to pick a partner, I mean, I should have flipped a house with you first, right?
Yeah.
Or I have a lot of other investor friends now that I've made from my networking. I should have flipped a house with them first,
Yes.
right? And then the way I structured the deal was I got the hard money loan.
Yes.
I was in charge of that whole process, the down, the loan, and then I paid the mortgage every month, the lights, everything. And then my partner was a contractor and he was in charge of all the work. Well, and I had a basic, it was a 2-page contract, blah, blah, blah. We're going to split the profits at the end after you get paid, after I get paid. And I thought, okay, easy. You know what? I didn't think about all of the, wait, hold on. What if this happens? What if this happens? What about this scenario, this scenario, this scenario? That, I mean, may seem simple and people may be like, oh, well, of course. But at the moment, I'm thinking to myself, this contractor is going to have all of his money also wrapped up in this project.
So there's a lot of trust there.
So there's a lot of trust there. And we had worked together before on
Right.
on a lot of different things. And I was like, okay, he's going to get it. The faster we get this done, the more money
we can make.
he's going to make too. So we're on the same page. Like, he's going to pump this out because he's going to be as vested as me. But then when I told after things were going south, not so quickly,
Right.
5 months, 6
Right.
months, 7 months, 8 months, nothing's getting done. And then of course all these problems did come up and I talked to my investor friends,
Yeah.
from really intelligent people. They're like, Christina, he had no skin in the game. Like
Yeah.
you were carrying the mortgage and he even told me that this was a side project for him. How
Right.
is he supposed to pay his bills? He needed to put every other job he had in front of our job.
Right.
Because then how is he going to have the money to front
Right.
the money for our flip?
Right.
So it made, so then I would call him crying, I've been going to our flip for 6-7 weeks. Nothing's changed. What are we waiting for? What's happening? I mean, but it was out of my control, right?
Right.
I didn't have control.
Right.
I couldn't fire him.
So what's the lesson there?
The lesson, contracts and having every possible and go
Have control.
and have, yes, you need
Yes. You were kneecapped because you didn't have control. That's why
my power. I
the
had no
only
power.
partners I have when flipping are angel investors. They give me money. I give them a return. They don't tell me what are you doing? Why is this taking so long? When are you going to be done? Blah, blah, blah. No, there is an agreement. There is an arrangement. I'm in charge. It's my show. Don't ask me anything. That's the only way I partner.
Yeah.
And it's not a real partnership.
Exactly.
But this is such a valuable lesson because a partnership, it's like a marriage.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
damn.
And then decisions that were made on the house because he was a vested partner, he also had say in, do we put French doors or do we put sliders?
Right.
Right?
Right.
That was one of our conflicts, right? He put in French doors without consulting me.
for an extra
$10,000.
$10,000.
Whereas I've never flipped a home before, but I've been around it. So you for the past 10 years, I've watched you. I mean, even growing up, my dad flipped home, he was in real estate. So, I mean,
You never paid full retail.
No.
You should never pay $10,000 for a slider. When I heard this, I'm screaming to myself in my head.
Oh, yeah.
Because how you make money flipping
Yeah.
is you find ways to add value and achieve the look you want. But do you need a brand new door if the house is not 100% brand new? Or can you go to a building salvage yard where one was taken out of a house and it's perfectly functional and you buy it for $600 and you install it?
And you paint it.
That's
right.
That's the difference between a flipper who's going to make it and one. I know a lot of flippers in Phoenix that gave up, that cared. They were designers. So they cared so much about the design that they didn't look at their bottom line. And I'm so sorry, to the naked eye, $2 a square foot tile and $85 a square foot tile can sometimes look similar. So if you have to have the $85 a square foot tile, you might not make it.
No, you're not. We're probably not going to. I have to say, the only place I spent probably more than I should have was the black splash for the kitchen because I got this Zeliage custom cement tile.
But it was so small.
But it was
such
so
a small area. Yeah. The backsplash.
Other than that, it was the bathroom tile I found. I was so priced. It was $1.50 a square foot, and it was gorgeous. Amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, and I did. I really did learn a lot from you, Grace, for this. Just being with you on your journey and knowing how you do the most magical things. Like I'll never forget, you took doors from inside this house or something, and then you created a fake wall and you used the doors. Do you remember in that one that the French couple owned?
Yeah.
What did you do with those doors?
Oh,
do you remember?
So they were interior doors with the brass handles. They were glass. They were probably from like the 1940s. And I took them from a bedroom and I actually made them patio doors and a covered patio. So they never were exposed to any elements. So that's what I did with those doors.
I remember that.
And it cost me nothing.
The entire look of the little, because it was on the casita or something, right?
So now it had this beautiful glass doors out.
And it came from, and like a lot of people who flipped a home would have just gotten rid of those doors, bought brand new French doors or not or whatever. But that's definitely one of your gifts and one of your secrets. But me being around you for so long, you know what I mean? I picked up because
Well, Christina, you're in such a position to keep going. You're only a failure if you quit. And you're not going to quit.
Oh, no. I'm so excited.
You're not quitting.
Even though Three of Swords, yes, it was a big heartbreak. And the year was actually so stressful. Grace, I had no idea how stressed that house made me. Once it sold, the next day, I actually felt like... like after a big party, like you feel anticlimactic. Like you just come back from a big trip and you get home and you're kind of like a little depressed, like sad, like I can't believe it's over, but I'm so happy. And then the next day I woke up. I haven't felt that light and happy. I was giddy. I was like, because I had my moment of mourning, right?
Yes.
Like it didn't work out the way I wanted. Yes. It's been such a process and my heart hurt. But then the next day I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm free. Like I don't have to think about this, worry about this. What if, it's like, it's done. It's over.
Done.
But I will, through all that, I just wanted to say that I actually have amazing memories too. Like the excitement, when I actually saw the bathroom come together from my 3D rendering that I created, like feeling the tiles. It had some
Can I just
amazing
say,
moments.
The house was insanely gorgeous and you were partially the victim of a market turning.
And that too.
And that, you can't take responsibility for that. And like, I'm even dealing with that now. I thought my last flip was going to sell for such and such amount and it's selling for a lot less. And instead of making it about me and my design ability and my ability to make a house beautiful, I'm blaming the market.
Absolutely. Well,
that's what keeps
true.
Because you can really, even after all of these flips, I still kind of take it personally.
Well, like an artist, right?
Yes.
Your work is never...
that's the thing.
Yeah.
I can't take some criticism
right.
about my flips when they're done because, I write the theme tune and sing the theme tune. Like, it's my design. It's my staging. It's my everything. So it's my heart and soul. And I love doing it. But if you hate the color green, don't buy my house.
Right, exactly. Because it is all shades of green. Oh, it's so beautiful, though.
But yours
goes to your website.
what people need to know about you is that when I say you're a hustler, I mean it, but you're also this like incredibly fast learner. And I don't know if we've touched on this yet, that you taught yourself AutoCAD.
Oh, thanks.
No. And like you're this savant when it comes to things that you're interested in and you love, you deep dive and you go head first and you go, we're doing this.
Yeah.
But your designs on your flip were stunning. And that house was not... you didn't make money because of the market turning and it taking so long and all the extra expenses, but you made something that was disgusting, that didn't have a floor or beams, something magical. And you can always keep that.
Yeah, no,
in your portfolio. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Well, quick story on that. It's really is amazing. An interior designer actually bought my home. Yeah.
Now that is the ultimate compliment, Christina.
I know he works right here. He's the creative director of Interior Illusions in the Desert. So yeah, and he said he walked in and yeah, he loved it. And then he wrote me the most amazing email thanking me for all of my work and creating like this incredible home for him to have that he would feel so, so great in. And
I did not know this.
Yeah.
You did not tell me
I didn't
this.
tell you.
You were holding back on me for the podcast. I am so proud of you.
I know, it's a huge compliment.
I am so
right?
sorry, but that's the ultimate compliment.
It really is.
I don't care. If an interior designer buys your house, you're doing something right.
You're doing something right.
You're doing something right.
Okay.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Those Moroccan lights in the kitchen, did he love those?
No,
he hated them.
Yes.
Stop it.
This is the funniest thing. So then he comes. So I meet him afterwards, and I'm like, oh, and we're talking about the design ideas, and I was like, and those lamps, I was like, they mean so much to me because I was in Morocco at the markets buying them, and I had to go to FedEx with my dad, blah blah blah. And then he's like, well, hun, if you really love them, he's like, you can have them back. I'm gonna be replacing them with something more black and modern. And I was like, that is. I started laughing hysterically.
Is he going to give him back to you?
Yes.
Please let him give him.
Yeah.
Can I have one?
Yes.
I want one.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I'm actually going to put one up in my house.
Good. I want one in my house.
I would love for you to have one.
Yes,
that
please.
would be amazing. Isn't that the most ironic
that is
thing,
the
though?
cherry
The cherry on top. No, because those lights, as you know, were the inspiration for the entire house. The reason why I picked every tile, every floor, was because of those Moroccan lamp pendants. And
whenever I do a house, I take something really random. Like I'll grab like a pillow and I'll be like, this is going to be the inspiration for this house. I want all these colors. I want this, whatever.
Right.
For you, it was those lamps.
Yes.
So the fact that he's like, these can go.
These can go.
Oh my God.
But that is also a huge lesson in flipping because things that you think are so amazing and you're like, oh my gosh, who in the world, who's not going to love this? Like this is going to, and you spend the extra money on it. They might possibly just go in and
rip it out. Oh my God.
The tile that you spent $85 a square foot on,
that would be heartbreaking, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So my flip that's just about to close, I found a vintage chandelier at an estate sale. The thing originally sold for $6,500 and it's like brass and alabaster and it's got all these light shades and it's incredible. If she rips it out, I'm going to be so sad.
I'm going to be devastated.
I'm going to be devastated.
Put in the contract, if you remove the chandelier, I need it back.
Right.
Like you need some, I don't know, somewhere or something.
Yes, please.
Oh,
give it back to me if you hate it. But I think she'll keep it. I don't know.
I probably.
But so with flipping, isn't it so interesting? So on the other side of this, can I just ask, could you have achieved the same look with a little light you got from Amazon?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Oh.
So that's that's a lesson too.
Absolutely. Like you said,
I love
pillow,
this. Yeah.
This could be an inspiration.
Absolutely.
One piece of artwork. I mean, earrings that you have on, right?
Yeah. Like this fabric. This is my color palette for the house. But I often buy tile that's being clearanced and just buy it all because it's 50 cents a square foot. And I'm like, I'm going to use it in this configuration and I'm going to use it in a stripe over here. And, because you can, there's so many different ways you can make something striking and beautiful. But if they rip it out, you're like, well, that bathroom cost me $300.
Yeah.
Like, go for it.
You're not emotionally connected, right?
No.
And yes, because that's what you have to realize, right? That's exactly it. I mean, not everyone's going to love exactly what you love, but it's just like throwing a good party. You've got to have a theme.
Absolutely.
Right? And with any house, you have to have a theme.
Absolutely.
So just, pick
or it's,
an item.
You as an agent, do you ever walk into houses flipped by men and there's
100%.
no theme?
Oh, yeah. Or it's just so stern and austere, or there's no personality, right? There's no character.
Right. Like
100%.
there's only so much glass and steel we can take, gentlemen. Come on.
I just staged a house that you could walk in and you just feel the masculinity.
The sadness.
The masculinity everywhere. Dripping.
I think that's why I went so feminine with the flip I just finished, because it is green. It's green.
Fabulous though.
But
it's not
like,
emerald.
But it's
sagey.
like, no, it's like sagey soft, and there's
Yeah.
herringbone floors, and I went
Yes.
very Frenchy with it, right? Because all the new builds that I was seeing in the area were super hyper masculine, and they were glass and steel, and they
Yep.
look weird on these cute little 1924 bungalows.
No, it's amazing. So how do they see this house? I want them to see your property. Can they see pictures of it?
I'm sure we can post them.
We can post them in the notes or something like that. Okay,
perfect.
Okay,
and
we'll do
yours
that.
too.
Okay, well, yeah,
and the lamps we're talking about,
and the
because
Moroccan lamps, yes.
very important.
Yes.
Very, very important.
Yes.
Well, Christina, I'm so excited and happy that you have said that you will keep going, because this was the hardest one. It really was.
Right.
It's never going to be this hard again, because you are going to choose better partners, and you know how to run comps and adjust and keep a nice big buffer for a changing market.
And I'm not going to give away my power.
No.
Like even so.
No, that's the thing. You have to stay in charge.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're going to flip together, I'm going to be in Italy and I'm going to send you a check and you're in charge.
Right. Amen, girl. I'm on it.
Amen.
Right. I'm so on it. Oh my gosh, that would be really fun.
Yeah.
Let's do
It'd be
that.
great.
Let's
Yes.
do that. I'm in. No,
But I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
This was really hard. But
Yeah.
the next
I really
one's
hope
going to be
people don't
amazing.
think that was an accident. Like you genuinely pulled this
Yeah.
card. Like that is crazy. But this deck is an amazing deck.
It really is.
And you're an amazing energy worker.
Oh, well, thank you, my love.
But so that's okay. Back to just this year going forward.
Yes.
So I am now with this amazing team. So I was a solo agent back in March, January of 2023.
Yes.
Which I think is fine, if that's what you want to do. But I felt like I was ready to really, really propel myself forward fast. And but kind of in the same realm of the flip, having partners that really are there for you, picking the best partners, picking your group, picking the people that surround you really matter.
Right.
So now I'm with a group, Keller Williams out of Keller Williams Palm Springs, and it's only been since the beginning of the year, so it's only been a couple weeks, but wow, so far I'm thrilled. I feel so supported. I have the knowledge base of like two of these guys that work there. One's 35 years in the business, one's 25 years in the business. They're amazing, and they have this incredible program. So I feel like I feel like I'm exactly where I need to be.
Perfect.
Based on the whole 2023, and then
real estate can be super lonely. So it's so good to have a team.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful because you know exactly what you need for right now.
Yeah, for right now. Exactly. So I'm excited to learn and just focus on that. And then, so this year, I don't know if I will flip this year, possibly. Who knows?
You don't have to.
You don't, exactly.
The market's weird.
The market's weird. Right. So
Wait
I'm
it
just
out.
going to focus on building my network, my people, selling houses, finding houses for buyers, and just learning more too about that, I think will help me be a better flipper investor too.
I agree.
Right. So it's going to be great. I'm really excited.
I'm really proud of you.
Yeah, thank you. And then this year for you are focusing on the multifamily. That's your number one, and getting to Italy.
Yeah. I'm getting out of here.
We can
talk more about that. But I am determined to do something.
So by the end of the year,
well, I think what they say, what the people smarter than me in multifamily say is if you do that first one, it's like an avalanche. All your fears are gone and you just more follow immediately. So
I love it.
I'm
Just got to get that first one. It's just
gotta
like
get that
me
first
with
one.
the flip, right?
Exactly.
It's not as daunting once you have that first one under, and then you have the
because you know what you're
lessons.
doing. Right now I'm like, anything's
It's just
like that.
ideas right now. Like it's just floating.
Yeah.
Like, oh, maybe this will work, maybe that.
But I don't want to have analysis paralysis. I learn by doing.
Yeah.
And so do you.
100%.
You
Yes, we totally do.
100% learn by doing. So it's the logical next step. Yeah.
Just go for it. Well, I'm
Yeah.
really excited.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think that wraps up this one, you think?
Yes, ma'am.
This podcast about just learning and living and growing.
Yes.
I'm excited for the next one.
Stay tuned. There will be more pretty soon.